It's the Riot Podcast, the Tuesday, October 10th edition. We've got a good show on the way for you. You're going to want to stick around through the whole thing to talk about what to do when somebody wishes you happy birthday on the wrong day, things ruined by your ex, and more. But first, I have a woman here. She's been fired from her job, school bus driver, because she was drinking White Claw while driving. Can't do that.
You cannot. That seems like one of the few rules of bus driver.
Yeah.
Can't drink and drive. Probably can't crash the bus.
Uh-huh.
There's not many other rules.
Can't yell at the kids, probably.
No, you can yell at the kids.
You can yell at them?
Heck yeah, you can. You should, too.
You should. She's been fired from her job for drinking, as a school bus driver, for drinking White Claw on the job. However, the police have decided not to charge her with anything. And you know why that is? It's because she claims she didn't know that White Claw was alcoholic, and the police believe her. They say they think she's telling the truth. You can tell she's an older lady.
Can we get an 8? How old is she?
60.
Okay, this is believable.
She's 60.
I'm buying this.
And I know what a lot of people are going to say is, well, didn't she get ID'd when she bought the White Claw? First of all.
You think so? You really think so?
First of all, she's 60, so...
probably not.
Yeah, she didn't probably have to be. And secondly, her story is she didn't buy it. It was in her roommate's fridge, and she grabbed it thinking it was just a regular fruity seltzer and took that on the road for one morning, and yeah, she got caught. So unfortunately for her, the school district was not so kind, and so she has been fired. But at least no criminal charges. However, it is a sad story because she is also undergoing chemo treatment right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So now
it is a sad story.
It is sad. Now her story's out in the news. Hopefully I'm sure that she will get the help that she needs, whether it's getting her job back or probably a GoFundMe for White Claw grandma, whatever. Hopefully she'll get some help out because she doesn't deserve this. She didn't know.
Oddly enough, this is crazy. My grandmother did this exact same thing.
No way.
She did this exact same thing. I went, at the time she lived in Florida, and we went to visit her, and we woke up one morning. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning. And she was like, you guys want something to drink? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I'll just have like a water or whatever.
Yeah.
And she has like a pack of White Claws. And she's like, do you want one? And I'm like, Nana, it's 7 a.m. That's crazy talk. What are you, nuts? And
I know I'm on vacation, but
yeah.
still.
And then she's like, she thought that they were just regular seltzers. And she's like, I've been drinking these for months as just regular seltzers.
Wow.
And I'm like, what? Like, in my mind, it's so hard to believe, but also for my grandmother, she was like 86 years old. She had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't a thing. White Claws weren't like a thing when she was growing up.
When she was growing up, there's probably, Old Milwaukee and Budweiser or something. Like, there was just beer. That was it.
Exactly.
Beer, wine. There was no alcoholic seltzer.
And they look all cool. The can...
Yeah.
Looks all good. It looks like a regular seltzer.
And a lot of the seltzers now, how can you even blame people? Because they make non-alcoholic seltzer and alcoholic seltzer, and they're the same brand. So there's really, it's very understandable how anybody could make the mistake. It makes me ask two questions. And so one of them is, if your grandma could just drink them as a regular drink all that time and not notice that, like, hey, I'm starting to feel some of the effects, should it really be treated the same way as other alcohol? Probably. But then if you're drinking as like your alcoholic beverage of choice, what's even the point? Why not just drink non-alcoholic seltzer?
Yeah.
And then you don't have the alcohol in your body, which can have negative effects, I guess.
Yeah, because this is one of those times when you're like, the person buying them should know better, you know? Like, you shouldn't have to ask White Claw to do any certain things. But also, I can imagine this happening to older people a lot.
Yeah. They're usually in different coolers, but like anybody who knows would know. But if you don't know, how would you know?
If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah. So I'm rooting for this White Claw grandma and your White Claw grandma too. That's the Worst of the Riot podcast.
We'll see you guys soon.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Isaiah, am I dumb for clicking on this? Am I dumb for getting caught by this headline? World sugar shortage due to extreme weather-threatening Halloween candy prices.
Yes, you are dumb.
I'm stupid for looking at this.
Super dumb.
Every holiday that comes around, there's always like some kind of headlines like this. I can predict, I can tell you right now, we're about a month away from extreme weather causing world turkey shortage for Thanksgiving. And then 2 months from now, there'll be extreme weather threatening Christmas tree supply prices expected to soar. And I click on it every time.
I know, because we always talk about it.
Yeah, we got it. We got to talk about it.
I don't know if you've been to Kroger recently.
I haven't.
No wonder you clicked on this.
Then I would know that the prices are sky high.
You would know that there's just candy everywhere, man. And I'm never surprised at what the prices are.
What are the prices?
I'm not sure. I'm not like somebody who hands out candy on Halloween.
Yeah, I know. You're a Scrooge.
So I don't really have to. It's not that much Scrooge. I would hand it out, but there is no kids around where I live.
Yeah, I know.
They don't come to my door.
Not allowed. But it did get me thinking. I saw this and I clicked on it stupidly, but then I thought, how much would the candy actually have to be for anybody to really say no to it? Anybody that's handing out candy, for me, I'll still go. I'm not going to not get a bag of candy to give to kids on Halloween. Not going to not do that. Even if it was, what, $6.99?
I believe it's like closer to $9.
$9.99.
I think that's how much it is.
I think you can get deals. Even if it was $14.99, would I still get a bag of candy for kids? Probably.
Well, kids just aren't getting the good candy they were once.
No, yeah, that's true. If I go in there and all of the bags of Reese's are $19.99, I might have to go Dum Dums.
They're all about what I'm seeing here. Target $10, all around the $10 mark. Kroger $9.99. It seems like any bag, and this is like the bag of candy that has like dots in it.
No.
Tootsie Pops.
The worst bag.
Tootsie Rolls. That's the kind of bag you're getting for $10.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll go a couple dollars more. If it's $10 for the bad candy, I'll go like $11.99. Could I get a bag?
You're looking at $16.99. Looks at BJ's Wholesale Club.
Oh, that's where you get the deals.
Yeah, Sour Patch Kids, Swedish Fish, $16.99.
That's still not even top tier
for that bag.
That's not even the chocolate. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the prices have gone sky high. That seems high to me.
Yeah, that is high.
Yeah, that's pretty high. But I'll find a way. I just I don't know. I got to stop clicking on these things. Remind me when the turkey or gravy or mashed potato or whatever shortage it is that comes up at Thanksgiving. Remind me to just ignore that.
Chocolate for $13.
Boom.
Snickers, Twix, Milky Way, Three Musketeers.
See, what were we worried about?
That's expensive.
It is a lot, but it's what you do at this time of year.
For the kiddos, I guess.
Yeah, you got to make them happy. You got to make that little kid in the Batman costume happy.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
This is crazy. There's a flight that was diverted from, it was supposed to go from London to Bangkok. Instead, it had to land in Vienna, which is nowhere near Bangkok. And it was diverted because a couple got into an argument on the plane that was so fierce, the plane had to make an emergency landing to kick the couple off. Apparently, well, first of all, they were intoxicated. Secondly, I guess the lady was trying to move from, economy class to premium economy class and didn't want to pay the upgrade cost. But I mean, there was extra seats there, so why not let her at that point? And the man in the equation was smoking an e-cigarette. You can't do that on the plane, right?
You can't.
Don't think so.
Nope.
The flight attendants tried to de-escalate things, but it was no use, and eventually they had to land the plane. What do you think about fighting with your significant other in public?
Well, in this scenario, obviously widely embarrassing.
Yeah, you're just wrong. You're just drunk and wrong.
But I would say on like a day-to-day basis, bad look usually. You don't usually want to argue with your significant other. I think you want it to seem like you guys never argue.
Yeah, that's how me and my wife try to be. Possibly to a fault. Sometimes I wonder if
you think you should argue?
Yeah, maybe we should be, I don't know, keep things a little less under wraps in public sometimes. But,
you want to let it loose a little, huh?
Yeah, but we also, our relationship has gone on long enough that we have little code words and things that we can let each other know. I'm not happy with something you just did, but I'm not going to blow up this whole thing because of it. But just keep that on your radar. Have that in the back of your mind.
Later on.
We'll deal with this when we get home.
Oh, man, you're in so much trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, but all in service of not making a scene, not letting other people around, whether we're close with them or whether they're strangers, not drawing attention to any dissension in the ranks between the two of us.
Have you ever had a time where you fought in public?
I don't think as much with my wife now, but previous relationships, and maybe that was a sign where we couldn't keep it together in public. And if you can't keep it together in public, that might be a sign that maybe you just can't keep it together, period.
Yeah, I think the couples that argue in front of you are wild.
Yeah.
Like, I have some friends who they'll just go at each other. And to me, I think that's crazy.
It's very uncomfortable.
It is for everyone else
to witness other people fighting.
Yeah, for everybody else in the room, we're like, I don't want to see you guys fight.
But I think there are some couples that either they just don't get it, and so they don't feel all of the eyes upon them in a way that makes them uncomfortable. So it's fighting in public with them is no different than how they would fight in private, and so it's not actually a sign of issues, and that is again very uncomfortable for everybody else.
Yeah, some people are just arguers too.
Yeah, some couples love it.
There could be one person in the couple that's just an arguer, and they just love to argue. They'll do it with you if you're their friend. They probably try to start arguments with you, and so with their significant other, they're getting in arguments all the time.
It's true. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's not that they're two arguers.
It's just one
arguer and one that sits there and takes it.
Yeah,
and just wants to move on.
And just so you know, if you're an arguer, no one likes you. Nobody wants to argue all the time, I promise.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Well, let me set up the scenario for you. Isaiah, let's say we're going out to lunch. You hold the door for somebody at a restaurant. They say, "Thank you." What do you say?
You're welcome.
You do?
No.
Do you really? Yeah, you don't say you're welcome, do you?
Oh, you're welcome for the door hold.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you at all.
You're so welcome, man.
Do you say anything?
I might give just like a head nod.
A head nod. Apparently, well, if we're all being honest, you and I, we're not saying you're welcome when we hold the door or when we pass the ketchup. If somebody says thanks, you don't say you're welcome. But apparently a lot of people take issue with that. A lot of foreigners and older generations are taking to the internet and having a little debate about why us as younger Americans do not say you're welcome. Instead, we say things like, no problem, or uh-huh. Sometimes you do this one. You ever pulled this one out? No worries. You do that one?
I've done that.
Apparently, they're all rude. You buy that?
No.
Why is it rude? I know you're welcome is the textbook response, but that's so formal. Why does no problem not convey the same thing?
You're all good. How about that?
You're all good. I like that. Yeah, there's many things you can say. It doesn't have to be you're welcome. I don't know why.
I would never say no problem. I'll tell you that much.
You would not say no problem?
No problem?
I feel like that's probably the most likely one I'd go with. I would not. A lot of people in this debate are saying they pull out the which that feels a little dismissive. I get that. But then again, we're talking about passing the ketchup.
I don't have to say anything to you.
So what do you want? Yeah.
You don't even have to say thank you.
Yeah. I think that's the idea, is that if you're saying
anything at all to me.
Yeah. That this action is so small, of course I would hold the door. You don't have to thank me, so I don't have to welcome you. I understand yet again that I guess the old school way of thinking, your grandparents probably said you're welcome. They were taught that. That was beaten into them, but it doesn't have to be. There's a lot of other things you can say that get the same point across, or you don't have to say anything at all. It's not rude.
Yeah, I have no issue saying nothing at all. I don't think it's rude whatsoever.
Some people, in trying to explain why they don't say you're welcome, is because their parents used to say it kind of passive aggressively. You think back, did your parents ever do this? If you forgot to say thank you to somebody, would they go, "You're welcome," to that?
I've heard parents say that.
Yeah. "You're welcome." That's how they would say it.
There's many things that I just don't say.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be said. Why do we need to exchange these little pleasantries?
Silly things.
Yeah.
It's like when someone sneezes.
You say "bless you."
You don't have to.
You don't. And I've been working on that.
Not saying it?
Yeah. I've also been working on not sneezing. I'm getting there. I think we can leave "you're welcome" behind. I think I don't know why.
There's certain times where it's useful.
Like when?
When you do something seriously nice for me. Like, or when I do something seriously nice for you. Like if I saved your life and you were like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much."
And you went, "No problem."
I would say, "You're welcome, man."
I think "no problem" would be cool in that scenario.
Don't even worry about it. Another day on the job.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. RadioU.
You ever traveled with Jim the dog? On a plane, to be clear.
Never been on a plane, no.
Jim has never been on a plane. Neither has Zafira the dog. And I'll tell you that there's few places I can think of where I would want Zafira around less. Having her on a plane, having a dog, having a pet on a plane, traveling with a pet. I don't understand why so many people want to do it, besides that you have to get your pet from point A to point B and you want to pay the least amount. But like, I would not want to have the dog with me, Trying to keep track of it, trying to keep it in check, make sure she behaves. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun. And then I think about, it would be easier to keep a cat under control while you're traveling, right? But
that'd be pretty shocking.
Yeah. But then think about this. Something you might not take into account is that if you were traveling with a cat on a plane and you were bringing it actually like with you in the plane, the flight was long enough, you might have to bring a cat litter box as one of your carry-on items.
I would not want to be sitting next to you if you brought that on the plane. I've
got a lady here. She travels with her cat. The cat is named Wi-Fi. Is that a good cat name?
No.
The cat is named Wi-Fi. She's taking the cat to Japan. Obviously, that's a very long flight, no matter where you're flying from. Long enough that the cat's going to have to use the bathroom on that plane. And so she's getting a lot of love online, a lot of support for bringing a portable cat litter box for Wi-Fi the cat. Now, before you get too upset, because I read this before I saw it, and I thought, So like she's just sitting next to somebody with a cat litter box on her lap or something, and the cat's just sitting in it. But no, she does have it as her carry-on. But then she takes the cat to the bathroom, the lavatory on the plane, and the cat goes in there, which is actually in a way impressive, right?
That she takes the bathroom, the cat to the bathroom?
That the cat is able to just be comfortable and just like, no, oh yeah, this is where I go to the bathroom, is here.
On the litter box.
Yeah. In a very unfamiliar environment. I guess that's...
Well, you put down, they have like little things you put down on it to make sure they know it's where they go.
But how do they really know?
That's how you train a cat to go in a litter box.
It's impressive. That's the one thing that impresses me about cats, I guess. And, but I don't like the idea of having to, like if you have a dog, at least if you travel with it, you just take it and whatever, like you pick up after it, but then you just throw it away. This is a whole litter box you got to carry with you for some period of time. That sounds gross to me.
And I'm shocked that this cat is allowed on this plane, right?
Yeah. That's also weird because, I mean, if it's a flight to Japan, there's got to be a lot of people on it. Odds are one of them's allergic to cats, right?
Yeah, and then imagine if you're allergic to cats and being in that confined area. Like my roommate's allergic to cats.
Yeah.
He would be freaking out if there was a cat on the plane.
Yeah.
Because all the air just stays in there the whole time.
Yeah, it's the same air, right?
Same air the whole time. And so imagine him going to the bathroom right after the cat went to the bathroom and his throat just hurting the entire plane ride. His throat just closing up the whole plane ride. So maybe there was nobody allergic on the plane.
Maybe.
There must
but how
not
do
have
they
been.
work that out?
I don't know.
Hand out a survey before you travel?
Are you allergic?
Yeah.
Have you ever had to disclose if you're allergic to animals or not when you've been on a plane? I don't think that I have. But I don't know for sure. Maybe I
haven't. But at the same time, there's got to be a way for pets to travel. I mean, people do the emotional support thing.
Well, don't they usually go underneath? Isn't there like an area?
Unless it's but you have to pay more for that, right?
You must.
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess she was allowed up top.
You know what? I don't want to worry about it. I don't want to think about having to take Saphira anywhere on a plane because whether it's with me or underneath, either way sounds bad.
Yeah, Jim would be terrible.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
What is something that was ruined for you by your ex? Something that you enjoyed before and during the relationship that you can't enjoy and experience the same afterwards? We got a good text in from somebody who wants to remain anonymous. However, they say that Halloween has been ruined by their ex, and it's a bad one. It's apparently an abusive relationship, and then my brother started dating her and married her on Halloween. Ruined.
Well, that's not
a
good start.
Nothing about that is good. So
talk about the spooky season. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
That'll give you the chills.
All right. Would you stop? All right.
I would say that you're probably better off.
Yeah, that's them. Right. That's the truth. But I understand if you still don't want to get too excited about Halloween.
Yeah, I understand too. I would say probably, but you know what? You can dress up and try to have fun anyway.
Yeah, make the most of it. Justin says an ex almost ruined dogs for me because she had a dog that was untrainable and he was 125 pounds. He could nearly knock you over. Well, yeah, he's under 25 pounds and would make messes everywhere. So it's not that it was just such a bad dog, apparently. I mean, there's no bad dogs, there's just bad owners, right? And she was a bad owner. And that almost ruined all dogs for him. If that was your first dog experience, your true dog experience, then I understand that.
He said almost, though.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I was thinking for me. There's some places that I still, like if this one, I know one of my previous relationships, the first date was at IHOP. IHOP is too good to let somebody else ruin that for you, you know?
True.
And dogs are too good to let one bad relationship ruin dogs for you. And so that's how I was thinking about it. A lot of the things that if I think about it, like every time I go to IHOP, I don't think, oh yeah, this was where I had the first date. But I still know that happened. But IHOP's too good to give up on.
You know what they say? You know what people would say if like you feel like something's been ruined for you?
Yeah.
They would say that now you need to take that back.
Yeah, that's right. This is some
for the
therapy
Halloween
right here.
person, you're supposed to take Halloween back by creating like a new memory, a happy memory on the Halloween, right? That's what they say, right?
I believe probably.
Take the bad thing and make it a good thing now.
I'm not a licensed therapist, but
hey, I'll tell you, that sounds like something they would say.
it does sound like that.
Hannah says she was also going to share a story that happened on Halloween. I think we've kind of figured out Halloween may not be the time for relationships, but it was the last time I spoke to an abusive friend who was sending message after message of verbal hurt to the point where I would visibly flinch whenever my phone went off. Getting lots of messages at once was still triggering for me for a few years later. So that was a sad one on Halloween, too. All these sad Halloween stories.
I'm sensing a common denominator. It's Halloween. But that's also tough for Hannah. Not only was Halloween ruined, also texting, it sounds like.
Getting lots of messages at once.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. First, this is obvious, but don't abuse people.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
I think we got that.
Can we say that on the show?
I would say we can probably say that. So, Hannah, if you want, I could text you a bunch of times in a row, a bunch of really positive things.
Yeah.
And we can take that back.
Take it back.
How you like me now?
Yeah. So how do you make a happy memory on Halloween? How do you take it back?
I don't know. Some sort of trick. Lots of treats.
Yeah. Ooh, I have a list of the best couples costumes for this year. You want to do that next?
Oh, we could do that. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
All right. That will take it back.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
According to experts, the best couples costumes for Halloween 2023. You ready for this?
Let's hear it.
See if you approve.
These are never good. I already know. I'm going to hate all these.
Number one is the worst. It's too obvious. Barbie and Ken. If you want to be one of 18 Barbie and Kens at a Halloween party, you go for that.
And let me say as well, if you already are planning for this to be your thing, that's fine. It's a cute costume. But even if you think that like, oh my gosh, no, but like me and my boyfriend, we are. Like we look like Barbie and Ken.
Yeah.
So will everyone else that dresses up.
Yeah. Well, what about, there are different variations of Barbie and Ken, right? Like I see here the picture of like the roller skate Barbie and Ken from the movie. You could do that version, but you could also do any like the standard typical Barbie and Ken that you would picture. Like there's a lot of different options. So maybe there'll be some variation if you dress up as them. You won't look exactly like everybody else. How about this one? Mario and then either Luigi or Princess Peach.
It's just been done. But you know what? It's always a solid costume. You're never going to go wrong. You're never going to get hate for going as Mario.
Yeah, and people always know, like that one's, you don't have to explain who you are if you go as Mario and Luigi. It's very clear.
Do you have to be able to grow your own mustache? Or can you tape one on?
I think when it's Mario and Luigi, you tape one on.
Really? You think so?
Yeah,
I was just say grow your
better.
own.
No, it'll look better if you use a fake one.
I would lean grow your own.
They are
I think
cartoons
it's funnier.
after all. So
I think it's funnier if you grow your own.
Okay, now this is where we're getting creative. But I don't know if I'm really fully on board with this. Bob Ross and a happy little tree painting. So it's like Bob Ross, like the artist with the big hair. And then, and so he's got his paint palette and whatever. And then you can also dress up in like, it's like a dress that's a happy little tree painting.
Ladies, you're not going to want to go as this.
Yeah.
This costume is not flattering whatsoever.
I don't know. I can see my sister doing this because she really likes Bob Ross. But it'd be funny if it was opposite. If she was Bob Ross and her boyfriend was the painting. Okay. How about this? One of you is Scooby-Doo and the other one is any of the characters from Scooby-Doo.
That's a good one.
Particularly Shaggy, I guess, would make a lot of sense. But
that's not really a couple. I guess the girl could be Scooby-Doo.
But she could?
She could dress up as a dog.
Uh-huh.
But I think it would make
then you
more
don't get
sense
to see like
if they went as like a Velma or a Daphne. You know?
Yeah. You'd be a good Shaggy.
Me, you think so?
Yeah.
I think the go-to duo here is Velma and Fred. You guys can rock the ascots.
Oh yeah.
People love the ascots.
Yeah, we got to bring ascots back in 2023. Last one is you could be the Little Mermaid, and then any of the other characters from the Little Mermaid. Timely. The movie came out earlier this year.
True.
And then you could be Little Mermaid. I could be Sebastian. I could be Scuttle. I could be Eric. I don't know how you would dress up as Eric from The Little Mermaid, but you could. I could be Ursula. That would be a good couple's costume.
I'm still not sold on it yet.
None of these get you going.
No, you know what I think? Here's a good one.
I want to know what you think. I really do.
I'm thinking.
That's what the show is all about.
What about like Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope?
Mm-hmm. Maybe you're a big guy and there's a big height difference between the two of you. And he has a great costume because he's got the overalls on. He's got the one swing overall, red colored shirt, and then Vanellope's got that little like skirt thing with like the little hoodie action. That's a good couple's costume. Yeah. And I came off the top of the dome.
I'm just concerned that you would have to explain that to people.
Oh, the Wreck-It Ralph?
Yeah. I don't like costumes I have to explain.
Yeah, but if you don't do one that you kind of have to explain, then you're just basic.
Yeah.
Find more Riot content online. riot.radiou.com.
What is the craziest thing you've ever seen somebody do solely to try to get attention on social media? And where does this rank? I have a guy, 23 years old. His name is Nikola Kratka. He's an extreme eater, is how he describes himself. And he recently, solely for views, ate a fish, a bass, a delicious bass that he caught fishing on a lake, knowing that this bass was very likely infested with tapeworms. He ate it for the views. Where does that rank? I mean, that's got to be all time stupid. Try to get views stuff, right?
It's up there. It's one of the top ones I've seen.
It's one of the dumbest, and to me, one of the dumbest that actually feels like it wouldn't even work.
It wouldn't get you views, you're saying?
Yeah. As in, like, how is that all that more? You could lie. You could, if you wanted attention, you could just as easily have a non-tapeworm infested fish and eat that instead, and just say it was infested with tapeworms. But apparently he didn't do that because apparently, unsurprisingly, not long after eating the tapeworm-infested fish, he started experiencing stomach aches, diarrhea, nausea, dizziness, and weakness, and had to go to the doctor and start taking deworming medication. And was it really worth it? How many views did he wind up getting on this, you might be asking? I'm seeing 168.4 thousand likes. Is that worth it?
No.
No, it's not, right?
Not enough, I don't think, no, because this can't really be your thing.
Yeah. Eating food that it actively harms your body.
Yeah.
But I guess it is possible. Now I'm watching this, but like accidentally. Is it possible that he's lying about the whole thing? That he actually did what we recommended, which is lying about eating tapeworm-infested fish, and then and then he's got the medication, but maybe it's not like the real medication.
He could be.
That might not be prescribed to him.
You know who's the king of this?
Who's that?
Of doing things that are crazy for views? A man by the name of Coyote Peterson.
Yeah.
You know Coyote Peterson?
I'm well aware of Coyote Peterson.
He's the one that lets things bite him.
Yeah.
For views.
But I think
that seems better. Way better.
It's much more
entertaining.
Yes. Because it's instant. Like he's getting bit, he's getting stung by something, and then he's instantly feeling the pain. This guy's just like, yeah, I had diarrhea. You can't show that on TikTok. You're not going to get views
what's the fun in that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't get the instant reaction either of, like, something hurting really bad. That's a lot of the fun of videos, is being able to see someone in pain quickly.
Yeah. Coyote Peterson's always got, like, medical people on.
They're there.
Around.
They're ready.
Yeah, in case something really goes awry.
And that can be your thing, you know?
But that's already taken.
Yeah, that's his thing. That's Coyote's thing.
Yeah, but you got to find your thing that's stupid, but just solely for views that nobody would actually do in real life anyways, and make that your thing. But
that could last a while.
Tapeworm fish, nah.
One-time deal that doesn't do it for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, how are you gonna up this next
time? Now being bit by a black widow. Now that.
Now I'm watching that.
I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, let me click on that one. Yeah, this is just dumb.
But tapeworm diarrhea doesn't really do much.
The risk reward feels like it was a little off.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Big time for birthdays here at Radio U. Sydney's birthday. Tyler's was recently. Nene's about a month ago. Am I missing anybody?
Yours coming up.
Mine's coming up. Well, that goes without saying. But I've got a question for you about my birthday. My birthday is Saturday. Right? That's the 14th?
Yes.
What would you do if you had a family member text you happy birthday 4 days ahead of your birthday?
I would say...
A family member you're confident isn't listening right now.
I would say, thank you.
And not, do you do anything else? Do you let them know that they've jumped the gun? And
no, because they'll know. They'll find out.
Do you think they're going to find out?
Yeah.
How? If I don't say something.
Are they like Facebook friends with you or anything? People post on your wall on Facebook,
yeah, but
right?
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know how much they use Facebook.
So they might not see that. So they're not a big social media person.
I wouldn't say that. Ooh. But this person in particular is the type of person that I'm pretty sure puts reminders in their phone and their calendar for people's birthdays. And so
sounds like an older person.
Maybe, but they're not on Facebook. Who's going to say something to them if it's not me and if they don't see it on Facebook?
Will they talk to you? Do they talk to you regularly?
Yeah, fairly regularly.
Could you hear from them possibly on your birthday? And then when they say,
on my real birthday.
On your real birthday, not today.
Yeah, but here's the difficulty is this year my real birthday is on a Saturday. So if they happen to be calling, I don't know why they would. They already wish me happy birthday. So they're not going to call me on my actual birthday to wish me a happy birthday.
Maybe they're just calling to check in and be like, what are you guys doing today?
We don't talk that much.
And you're like, oh, actually, we're going out for my birthday.
Yeah, but then so you go out on the weekend for your birthday, even though it was on Tuesday, they might think. But that's not the case.
Or you could drop like a subtle hint, like, just celebrating the big day. And just let that hang.
I think it's a little too subtle.
Let that hang out there.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, your birthday, yeah. How was that? And you'll say, oh, it's going pretty good right now.
I feel that it'd be very difficult to subtly hint at this.
But then
if I text them back, I could say, thanks, can't wait for it, or something like that.
Oh, that made you sound like a little kid.
Yeah. I think I just have to say.
I can't wait for it this Saturday.
Yeah, but I don't want to be the one to say, it's on Saturday, right? Could I get somebody else to tell them?
You could. Do you want me to do it? I'm really good at this kind of thing.
Yeah. What would you say to them?
Well, I don't know this person whatsoever.
Yeah, I know.
So I could send them a threatening text from a number they don't know, saying like, you don't even know Hudson's real birthday? It's this Saturday, you buffoon. Something like that. Deliver it.
If they got that, wouldn't they just assume that was me using a fake phone number?
I guess so. Yeah, probably. But at the same time, if you don't let them know, then next year they're going to do the same thing. But how much does it mean to you?
It doesn't really matter
for them
that much.
To not know your real birthday.
Yeah, it doesn't make that much of a difference, which is why I'll probably just roll with it.
Will they get you a gift?
That's the next thing I was wondering. Am I going to have a gift I'm assuming from Amazon today in the mail?
That'd be sick, because then you get 2 birthdays.
Yeah, but then if they think my birthday's today and it's from them, should I still wait till my birthday to open it?
No, you got to open it today. You got to do 2 separate birthdays now.
I don't know. Here's the thing.
What's today? The 10th?
Yeah.
This is your second birthday for this one person. And now you open up that gift and you say thank you.
Yeah. I have to take a picture with it today.
Yes.
To respond to them and say thanks for this thing. I don't know. Here's the thing, Isaiah, is that, you know this. You're a grown-up. You don't get a lot of gifts to open when you're a grown-up birthday. So I might want to save that for Saturday just so that it feels, so I have 2 gifts to open up instead of 1.
Will you thank them for the gifts now, or will you wait? Because they might think that you're waiting, or maybe you're not going to thank them.
Maybe this is my way. Maybe I say, I got your gift in the mail. Thanks. Thank you for happy birthday. I got your gift in the mail. I'm going to wait till my birthday to open it.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
There you go.
That could be the way to go.
That's the best way to do it.
But then they'll feel bad for not knowing my birthday.
No, then they can play it off. It's an easy open door. Oh yeah, I just I knew the gift was coming today, so I thought I'd go ahead and wish you the happy birthday. And then
but they know the truth and they'll feel bad.
And then you can say thank you on Saturday, and then you can see if they say you're welcome.
You've made it all the way to the end of the Worst of the Riot. This show only exists because of support from listeners like you. Find out more and help out at RadioU.com/donate.